Okay, I want to talk about the importance of context. So I want your honest reaction to this statement. Jane stabbed John in the shoulder. Okay, if you're like me, you're probably thinking, man, Jane must be a real sicko. Why would she stab somebody? That's horrible. Now I want to add another part of the story for context. This is the full story. Jane's boyfriend, John, was beating her relentlessly, and she was only able to get away after she stabbed John in the shoulder and ran out the door. Okay? Much different story, much different context. Now in the first situation, you got the sense that Jane's actions were unjustified and evil. However, when you got the full story, the full context, much different understanding, and you feel like Jane's actions were justified. So let's translate that over to the current conflict over in the Middle East. The news that we're getting is bloodthirsty Hamas attacks Israel in a completely unprovoked attack, killing civilians and children and blah, blah, blah. Okay, we know the attack actually happened. The question is, that's Jane stabbing John in the shoulder. But what led up to the attack? And I'm not trying to justify what was done during the attack. You know, what happened was horrible, and I don't think anybody should ever get killed who's a civilian. But it's unfair to tell one part of the story and not provide the context. So the context is, for 75 years, the Palestinian people have been living under a brutal military occupation by the Israelis. And it makes their lives incredibly miserable. And I could do a full hour-long video just explaining what's involved with that. I'm not going to do that. However, if you want to know more about that, if you think I'm crazy and I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, I invite you, don't listen to me, listen to a young Jewish American woman named Anna Baltzer. She did a great video on YouTube called Life in Occupied Palestine. She was being told by people in the United States, she's an American girl, a lot of the things that I'm saying, like, oh, the Israelis do this to Palestinians, the occupation is this, that, and the other. And she's like, you guys are brainwashed. You don't know what you're talking about. Israel's the good guys. Israel just wants security. The Palestinians are terrorists, blah, blah, blah. So she did not believe the context. She thought people were lying to her. So she decided to go overseas and actually visit the occupied territories where Palestinians live. And what she discovered was absolutely shocking. In fact, she thought it was way worse than what people had told her. So she decided to share what she had learned with the world. So I strongly suggest anybody who supports Israel but doesn't know the context of why a group like Hamas might lash out like this. I mean, it's horrible what they did, but there are reasons and context that led up to it, unlike what we're being told. So I hope you'll check it out. It's really important, and I hope you'll understand the importance of context. Same thing applies to the war in Ukraine. There's a whole backstory that we have not gotten. We always get the desired narrative, not the truth. Check it out.